Hello everybody, Leonardo Hotels is live again. My name is Annika Hahaus. I am the manager for employer branding and HR marketing at Leonardo Hotels. And our guest today is Kay-Leigh Brunn. She's the bar chef at our NYX Hotel in Mannheim. And she will tell us something about her everyday working life behind the bar counter and what she is doing every day. And yes, and she said also she is preparing something special for today, so we will see. And yes, she is at the moment at the NYX Hotel in Mannheim, the bar chef. And yes, I think she will get into this live chat soon. So she will send me an invitation and then I can get her into the live chat. So I see she's here. And also you can always ask questions in the comments and then we can answer them. So, hello. Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Also, great. It's so great that we can do this. And yes, I say one or two sentence for the introduction. But
Mhm.
first, do you want to say something about yourself? Who are you, and what is your position at Leonardo Hotels?
Yes, I'm Kay-Leigh Brunn. I started as a trainee in 2018 at Leonardo Hotels and another Leonardo nearby Heidelberg. And I started a front office after my traineeship and then became the chef de bar here at NYX Hotel Mannheim.
But it's an interesting part because front office and bar, I think,
Yeah.
two very different things.
Yeah, it was a funny situation last year when I worked in the front office in the late shift. And then after that, I helped at the bar. And then my boss saw, okay, my opportunity are better at the bar than at the front office. And yes, that's right. It was a funny thing last year.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it came
But I
out of
think
all sudden.
yes, yes. But I think it's great to know also how it is to work at the front office. So also for the team spirit, so that you know, yes, the working life of the colleagues at the front office. So,
Yeah.
but a great part. And do you want to describe your everyday working life so that everybody can understand what you are doing?
Yes, of course. I start every afternoon with checking the bar if it's clean, if it's not clean, and then I check if I need some new beverage at the bar. I get the ice for the cocktails and for all the drinks, and then I will see what the day gets. So sometimes they have some conferences, sometimes they have some dinner in the evening, and sometimes you just have the bar guests which want to have some dinner or some drinks, and then the day ends, and then I close the bar, make all things clean, count the money, and then the day is
And are there,
over.
okay. And are there any drinks that are ordered often? So especially for Mannheim or something like this, so you can say, oh, these drinks are the main drinks.
Mm, yeah. So, for example, we have some NYX signature drinks like NYX Star or NYX Drin. So, NYX
Okay, and
Star is with
what
alcohol.
is it?
NYX Star is a cocktail with alcohol. It's just um, like another way to make a gin tonic with some raspberry and some lime. And the NYX Drin, it's with passion fruit, with pineapple and grenadine and some ginger ale on top. And it's without any alcohol. So they are the common drinks which
Yes,
Christina says great feelings.
yes.
Yeah, and I have a new one since February, the NYX City Lover. So it's some variation with gin and control and some cranberry juice inside, and it's very refreshing.
Great for the summer.
Yes.
That's really great. Sounds very delicious. And do you have a favorite drink or a favorite cocktail?
My favorite cocktail is a
Yes.
whiskey sour.
Okay.
Yes.
So for everybody, what's the ingredients is?
I also prepared, as you can see, for the whiskey sour.
Oh,
So
great.
we can make them together if you want to.
Yes, of course. That would be great.
Right now or later on at the end?
We can do it now. So if you want to, let's
Okay,
start.
so I will see if I get a camera in the right position for that, and
Yes.
then we can start.
Yes.
So
Great.
I hope so. For a moment, it's a
Yes,
little bit difficult. So,
that's great.
but you can see. So I also prepared the line. So first of all, we will make a variation of the whiskey sour. It's original Boston sour, but it's common known for all the guests and all the people as the whiskey sour with egg inside. So we just need an egg white.
Okay.
And you see there's no ice inside. That's
Okay. No ice. Yeah.
important. That's important. So we just need the egg white. So that's a little bit, for newbies it's a little bit difficult. And always wash your hands.
Yes.
And then you need some lime. So I will start with that. We use a fresh one.
Okay. Just one half of a.
And no,
Lime.
you can use
Yeah.
the whole lime.
Ah, the whole.
And if it's not, if you need some more, you can use lime juice. Like, one moment, I show you.
Okay.
You can
But
use something like
it's always
something
yes.
like that if you
Yes.
need some
Yes.
more.
Yeah.
So if you
But
like
it's always just one egg, or it's always just one egg, or okay.
for one glass, one egg, it's just
Okay.
enough. So one egg
Okay.
white, not the whole egg, please.
Okay.
And you can put this a little bit to make it more sour.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need very much, just about 1 to 2 cl. But you will need a bourbon whiskey, just like Jim Beam.
Okay.
For that you need about 6 cl.
Okay. And it's always Jim Beam, or do you always also use other whiskey?
You can use your bourbon. It just have to be a bourbon whiskey, not a Scotch or something. But you can use your favorite bourbon whiskey, just as you want
Okay.
to. For example, some people prefer Jack Daniels inside more than the Jim Beam. So, but I will go with the Jim Beam, so because it's very soft flavor. So you, if you don't like whiskey, me for myself, I would not drink this just rare as it is. So,
Okay.
but I like whiskey sour so much.
Okay.
So, and then as the last ingredient, we'll just need some simple syrup. So it's just sugar. So 1 part sugar, 1 part water, and you heat it up, and you can do it by yourself. So you don't have to buy it.
Ah, that's really great. Self-made.
So, this is also self-made. This is self-made from our kitchen.
Yes.
So just about 3 to 4 cl. If you like a little more sweet, then you can just make 1 cl more.
Okay. Okay.
So we will go for 4 cl right now.
Yes.
So if you have all ingredients inside,
Okay.
no ice, and you shake it just as it is.
Okay. And do you have favorite shaking moves or something like this, or you always take the same?
So
Okay. So also with the can you also do it with the bottles, or it's too difficult?
I would not recommend. So
Yes.
because there was just fashion in the 90s to do that.
Yeah.
What I learned about this with bottle shaking and something like that was just fashion in the 90s and the early 2000s. So it's not a thing anymore.
Okay.
So right now we need some ice cubes.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing we did was a dry shake. So a dry shake means there's no ice inside. And right now
Okay.
we will do it with ice.
And it's always the little bottle in the little shaking cup into the big one, right? And then you hit on it.
You have different types of shakers. So I have this one with a small and a big how does it call in English? Cup. Cup. Yes. And we have some different kinds as well with a strainer inside. So
Yes.
it's another
Yes.
type of shaker. So it has a strainer inside, but for whiskey sour, it's a little bit better to do it with these because they have a strainer here.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, it's a bit better, but yeah, it's just a question of what do you prefer to use.
So
Yeah,
it's individual.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Sometimes I go for that one because it's very easy to shake with them, and sometimes with that it's also possible to do. Yeah, you can use both, and you have nearly the same kind of result.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the last step. So when you finish, you can strain it
Yes.
inside your glass. And then you see the foam,
Yes.
the good foam.
Yes.
It's very creamy and very juicy to drink it. So
Okay.
it should taste a little bit of sour. So your tongue will go, your
Mm-hmm.
face will go like that for the first sip. And then it should be a little bit sweet. And you will taste a little bit of the whiskey, but it will not be a strong taste. It will be a soft taste from whiskey. And even if you don't like whiskey as like my person, you will like it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great.
So, and the last step would be the garnish. So for the garnish, you will just need some lemon peel. So in the lemon peel inside, there's some oils, some eteric oils.
Yes.
And
Yes.
will have a good taste there on top. And a little bit of flavor.
Okay.
A little bit of flavor, a little bit of, you will smell it, and then, yes, and you can just put it here on top, just as you like it. And this kind, this is a little bit of Angostura bitter, so it will round up the taste.
So the little things are so important, and for the smelling and tasting, and also yes, to see it. It's more beautiful.
Yes. And this is the finish of the whiskey sour.
Okay, great. And do you have always the same part of ice inside the glass? Because someone would say, oh, so much ice in the glass, so there's just a few drink and so many ice cubes.
It depends on which cocktail you make. So for a mojito, I will use crushed ice, for example, because crushed ice in a mojito or caipirinha is a little bit of it looks better. It looks just better.
Okay.
You can use normal ice cubes as well. So yeah, but for this kind of cocktails, I would prefer crushed ice, and for all the other cocktails, you can use the normal ice cubes.
Okay. And you always have in mind which ingredients are in which cocktail? So if a guest say, I want this cocktail, you have it in mind and just put the things together, or do you have a list, or how does it work?
I have all the lists for the cocktails at the bar because we have also trainees here at the bar. So just for them to look up if they have questions or if they don't remember it. So they have always to look on the menu on the list. So because on my menu we have all the ingredients underneath, under the cocktail name. So all the guests know what is inside. That's important. And that's always also important for us. So if you come to our bar and you're a newbie, then you have all the, you can check up again for the ingredients. And even for me, sometimes when I was, for example, in vacation, or I didn't have the cocktails for the last 2 months, for example.
And you forgot it.
Yes, and I can just look up again and remember it. But the common cocktails, if you have the routine, you will know them by heart.
Okay. And do you often have trainees at the bar, or just sometimes?
I have them every week at my bar.
Okay.
Yes.
And sometimes
and I like
they like it, or how is their impression about the work?
I think they like it because the bar is some creative space, so you can make the cocktails. So all the trainees, for example, they make their own cocktail receipt at first when they come to the bar. So we have some signature cocktails. So for example, Melissa's cocktail and Kiara's cocktail and something else. Yes. And
yes,
that's
really great. And then you change the menu every year or every season, or how does it go when you?
No, I'm working at the bar since last October. And in February, we made a complete new menu with the kitchen together. So in February, we launched a new menu. So, and that's, yeah, there will be some new signature cocktails with another trainees. But for first of all, we let the menu be like this. So that's, yeah. But you don't know the future. So it can change. It could change, yes.
Okay. And in general, do you think one person, when I want to work at the bar, yeah, what or which qualities or traits should I have to work there?
You should have to be able to work multitasking. So you have, oh, thank you, Nina.
A nice compliment.
You have to be very multitasking because, for example, the situation would be like that. You have an order from guests, like from 9 to 10 guests. You have to remember all the drinks and they ordered cocktails. You have to recall all the receipts. And then you have somebody at a bar which tells you right now history of life. Yes. And then you have to listen to that and continue to do your work. So you have to be multitasking and have to think about the next 10 steps you have to do.
So is it always or often stressful or just sometimes?
No, it depends from day to day. So sometimes you have more guests, then you have a little bit more stress, yes, and a little bit more to do, and you need to be faster. And sometimes you have for example, if you have Sundays, and so you have not so many guests, and then you have the time to think about what you have to do in the house and what is open tasks, and then you have some air to breathe.
Yes. And what would you say is the best part of your job? So what do you like the most?
I like the conversation with the guests when they're sitting at the bar, not at the tables, just in front of me.
Yes.
Sometimes they have very interesting conversations with the guests. So they come from all the globe. Sometimes from the US, sometimes from Asia, and you will know. And sometimes even if they're from northern Germany, they have some stories to cocktail, and you'll be like, so, okay.
Mhm.
Very interesting. And yeah, the cocktail things. So sometimes when you have very much guests and they want to have 20 cocktails at once, then you don't like it. But sometimes when you have some evenings and the guests are always drinking beer and wine, then you will be lucky when you have one cocktail to do. So because
Yes,
it's
yeah.
something different, and yeah, you now have the opportunity to be creative and make some decoration and do that stuff.
Yes. And are there also difficult guests who have complaints or something like this, or it is not?
Sometimes, but not very often. I have to think about which situation I would tell. Sometimes when you're doing your job and you're doing a good job, and then someone comes and says, I know it much better. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And then you
Let me
have,
show you.
then
Let me
you,
show you. So.
and then you still need to be polite, and yeah. So that's a little bit difficult, but it's okay.
So,
okay, yes.
But in general, the persons are friendly and
Normally,
polite and
yes.
happy that you bring them the drinks or the cocktails.
Yes. So that
That's
was
really
a better improvement as for me, because I worked at the front office before. So with the front office, you have to deal with complaints. But right now, if there are some complaints, so I will have the opportunity to make the guests happy again, because
Yes.
they will get a free drink from the reception, and they will come to me and say, hey, I get a voucher for the free drink, and I will say, what can I do for you? And yeah, the guests will come with maybe angry, maybe sad, and after that the guests will be happy. So that's my opportunity right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's really, really great. And yes, when someone wants to work at the bar, it is possible to do something like an internship or something like this, so that the person can get an insight into the work at the bar. So for an internship, or yes, just to come there for example a day, and yes, to work with you and to see how it is. It is possible?
Yes, it would be possible. So if you do this, you can go through all the section. Before I started at Leonardo, I had this as well, but not
Okay.
for the bar, just for another section. I was at the front office and at a restaurant as from breakfast and from the a la carte. So I think, and at a housekeeping. So I think it's possible to do this at a bar as well. So
Yeah.
not as in our hotel, maybe in another Leonardo as well. Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be a great opportunity for the people to think about if the working at the bar is the right thing for them. So yes, I think if there's any questions, do you want to say something else? Do you want to say something to the people outside if they need to know something more about the bar? One thing you want to say?
So if you're interested to work at a bar, so you need to be multitasking, you need to be creative, you should know that shifts are in the evening, yes.
Yes.
And you need to know that you need to know how to work. So you need to know the beverages, you need to know how to pour beer in a glass. But these are all the things you will learn. Learning by doing is the best thing you can do. So
Yes.
because as I started, I had the normal traineeship from the hotel, apprenticeship, yes. And I had no mixology or bar chemistry or something like that in before. So there's, for example, the internet is a good thing to learn by yourself at home. So just Google it, watch YouTube videos. So you have so many good things in the internet and professional things as well.
Yes.
So if you have the right content, so you can learn this at home by yourself as well. So it's all possible.
Yes. So also the thing I saw, you put the bottle upside down to yes, to fill up the little cup you had. And so also you learn this. So it's important to put the bottle upside down so it gets more fast.
So it's just a thing. The moment I have to see if I have a water bottle, so I can show you again when you want to.
Yes, or yes.
So it's just an open
Yeah.
water bottle. And this is how you can train it by yourself. So just think about a water bottle, and then
Yes.
go to a sink at first, because you will make a mess when you.
Yes.
And when you start at a bar, you don't have to know it. So you don't have to know how to do this. It's just when you have some routine with your job or with your hobby. Even if it's a hobby, it could be a hobby as well. You will learn it. You will learn it. So for my first experience, so I made a mess when I did it by the first time. Yes, of course.
Yes. So learning by doing.
Yes, it's learned by doing. So this is it's called a jigger. It's not a small cup.
Okay.
It's a jigger. And this one is, for example, for 4 cl. Better would be one with 6 cl.
Okay.
I have to check if the water bottle is. Yeah. You just have the 3 fingers here.
Yes.
You put it on top, and
Okay.
you have the right grip. And then you can just put it inside. And then, yes, you have the water inside.
Ah, great. So I would be afraid that everything is so the water will come out. But I think it's timing. So and also learning by doing.
Yeah. I made a very not so quick as I'm used to do it right now, so it's a little bit slower. Yeah, but it's possible. So you don't need to have to learn it by days. So you will know it a few hours if you stick on it.
Yes, that's great. Now I want to try it, so we will see.
If you have this thing at home, you can try it at home with a normal bottle. Water inside. You can use tap water in an empty bottle.
Yes. Great. Thank you. Thank you for your time. So I think there aren't any questions. So yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you. See you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.